Alright, we're back with the third episode of Laws and Flaws. Here we're going to talk about the abolishment of UK's death penalty. Why they abolished that? Let me answer that question. So, what are you going to learn from here? Number one, you're going to learn a historical overview that will include three brutal stages. This stage will lead you to the answer, and next, we will show you the resources. So, here's just three stages. We call these stages the bloody code. Even the Britain calls this. Why? Let me explain it from the first stage. Number one stage. It was coined from 17th century. In that time, if someone pickpockets or stole any goods or even cut someone's trees, they sentenced as death penalty. And the punishment was so brutal that sometimes they cut their neck, even burn them or even throw them from a large trees. Oh my god. This brutal stage made a huge concern to Scotland, Wales and Cornwall. They decided to bring a reform, but that was just a proposal, so it fueled up the second stage. The second stage is more interesting. It's like the history witnessed the first death execution of a couple, which is Maria and Frederick. They killed the ex-lover of Maria on their apartment. Famous writers like Charles Dickens and William Makepeace were the witness of that execution. Not only they, even 30,000 people were there to witness this. This execution later started to raise voice and even touch some lawyers, even member of parliament. So Sir Samuel Rumilly was one of the prominent lawyer at that time. He took the first step to reduce the death penalty. He proposed the reduction of death penalty, and later in 1834, Mr. William Ewart, the member of parliament of Liberal Party, proposed a bill. Later his bill got so much debate, and finally in 1861 the death penalty was abolished. Finally, there was some exception, and that is high treason, piracy with violence, and arson will be accepted from that abolition. It means if someone are committed with these three crime, this will lead to them death penalty. So this is once again fueled up the third stage. So in the third stage, we have seen some brutal situation. It's like that four major cases, like a pregnant woman killed her newborn baby, a 16 years old killed a driver, Ruth Ellis, she killed her boyfriend, and Peter and Evans were killed another driver, and their death sentence literally gave a huge race. Even it started a big revolution, which is reformation. Yes, we're going to talk about the third stage, and it's the reformation. Well, Mr. Violet van der Els, a famous female business magnate, made a campaign against that death penalty. So their campaign led to some major reforms, like in 1933 the death penalty was abolished for underage people, like under 18 years old. They're exempted. Women were exempted from that death penalty. Even they successfully abolished the flogging hard labor in prison. This campaign was like a massive revolution for Britain. It literally sustained until the Second World War. After the Second World War, the Parliament started to take this death penalty abolition seriously. They started to talk about in depth. So this deep analysis later resulted in abolishment of death penalty. So now, why? What's the big thing played behind the abolishment? Well, that is understanding the criminal psychology. It's like the birth of criminology. You know, on that time they were researching on the scientific approach of studying criminal behavior, like they were researching the criminal behavior, their social status and everything. As a result, we have seen some major changes from 1965 to 1998. Britain started to take tests, like they postponed the death penalty for 5 years and started to implement the lifetime imprisonment. And successfully they did that, and even they reduced the crime on that time. Seeing this success, Northern Ireland also implemented this in 1973. These two tests even went deep. So it results in 1998 that the death penalty was finally abolished. Even the high treason, erosion, or even piracy-like violence also exempted. So the thing we have got that British government and the total UK concentrated on the psychology. They tried to make a better society, to remove the crime, and they believed that death is not a solution. That's the answer so far we have got from our research. So for this research, we had to find some resources. The resources are here in this laws and flaws. We're going to talk about that acts, the infanticide act that we talked about, the newborn baby killed by a pregnant woman. It was in here. Even the homicide act that was removed after the Ruth Ellis death execution, and the rest of the punishment was also abolished. We will talk about these acts in our later episode, but for now we want to give you the message is that UK just researched on the death penalty in different way. This is why they have successfully recovered that, and we found that from our research. Saying this, I'm going to sign out this session for now, and I'm going to invite you for our next session. So till then, stay safe and don't forget to share our content, because we have answered the most asked question through this session. Thank you and take care for now.